Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 261, The Other Side, by Jason Aaron, Cameron Stewart, from Vertigo Comics, an imprint of DC, from the year 2006-ish. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Jason. I don't know if you were gonna, go into, the letterer's name. Or...
No, we could. Let's do this. They don't get enough credit.
Oh, that's true.
Let's, gotta find a credits page first here. This is, incredibly difficult already.
We've ruined it. We've ruined the podcast.
Not working out.
2.5 minutes in, we're done.
Oh my god. There are no credits.
Maybe there was no letter.
Okay. Here, on the back. Dave McCraig, colorist. Pat Brousseau, letterer. Casey Sejas, assistant editor. Will Dennis, editor. Created by Aaron and Stewart. Dedicated to the 1st Marine Division, ISO Snuffies, 1967 to 1968.
Cool. Sweet.
What's up, bro?
Not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much at all. How about you?
A little punchy.
Why is that?
I've been up for a very long time today.
You have.
Yeah. My own fault. But I am suffering from, what some might call sleep deprivation.
Mm-hmm. I would call it that. Sorry.
It's alright, not your fault.
Maybe,
not your fault.
Maybe during the break you can have a nap.
I've took like 4 before we even started.
All right. And you're not a fan of naps.
I am not.
Yeah, you don't do the naps like I do.
I believe it's established that I will nap, but usually it's a unintended.
Right. Yeah, mine are usually, I lay out the blanket, I put on, like a really peaceful song or disc, and then I grab my cat and snuggle him up, and it's like a whole process for me. I have the warm milk with the whiskey in it.
I was at my parents'. I was there early because I got off work early today, and I was doing my laundry, and my dad was watching football, and then the next thing I know, the doorbell was ringing because the neighbor came over, and he was loud and woke me up.
Football is kind of sleep-inducing for me.
Football is boring.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything about this game was just wrong.
Oh?
First of all, bear in mind that I know that we're both nerds.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're also both not gay, so we're not really into sports.
Right.
But this was Ohio University, which is, the party school in Athens.
Okay.
The hippy-dippy party school in Athens, where a ton of my friends went to because it was a hippy-dippy party school. And never knew they had a football team, let alone one that would be televised. And they were playing in the Beef O'Brady Bowl, St. Petersburg.
Beef O'Brady?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a restaurant that I thought was local. I guess not.
Ohio's local.
Huh?
Ohio's local. Maybe they named it that in honor of the visiting team.
I don't know. Well, there was no visiting team. They were both visiting.
Well, yeah.
Because the team they were playing was from the state of East Carolina.
I didn't even realize that was a state.
I'm pretty sure it's not. So just everything about this game was just wrong.
That does seem wrong. Yeah. Huh.
But again, like I said, I'm not gay. I'm not really into sports.
Right. Yeah. I experimented in high school. I watched a little basketball.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
I went to a couple of football games.
Right. I thought I might be gay.
I just wanted to fit in.
Right.
But yeah, it turns out I like ladies.
Right.
So I stopped giving a damn about sports.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. I did not watch any football today.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you who won or anything.
Right.
And, when the news started, my dad just changed the channel.
Right.
So he was clearly not all that invested either.
He's not as gay as you thought either.
Right, yeah. I mean, he had me, so.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Right.
Right. Oh, maybe that's what happened. All of his testosterone was drained out.
Into me?
Into you.
Right.
That
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, total sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the other side?
Other side. The other side. So, this is a comic book that, a lot of praise when it came out, if I remember correctly. And just heard a lot about it, and just for whatever reason, I didn't pick it up at the time, and I wound up, I'm a sucker for a bargain.
Oh, yeah?
And found all 5 issues of these for $4. And I said, yep.
That's a deal.
Yeah,
it's less than $1 each if my math's,
I don't know what the exact math would be, but your theoretical math is pretty close.
Right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like I said, just with the hype surrounding it, I thought, and can't beat the price. It's time to read this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've enjoyed some Jason Aaron X-Men comics lately.
Yeah.
They're a ton of fun, and I did enjoy Scout. I read like the first 2 trades of that, and I really enjoyed those. And Cameron Stewart, he's a darn fine artist.
Pretty great.
Was a lot of Grant Morrison work, right?
Yeah, like Seaguy.
Seaguy and The Guardian.
Yeah, one of the Seven Soldiers. Yeah.
I want to feel like there's something else Grant Morrison related he worked on. Maybe I'm making that up.
Can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the only other one I know of.
So, just check out this book. It's got both those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been wanting to read it for, I don't know, like 7 years.
Sounds about right.
Because, this one slipped under my radar when it came out. And, like, in the middle of the run, I don't think it was over yet. I was at TCAF in Toronto.
Yeah.
And Cameron Stewart, I call him Cam.
Of course.
Me and Cammy were talking, and he had a table there, and he had a portfolio that had a lot of original art from this in it, and I just started flipping through it, and I was mesmerized. I thought it was unbelievable looking, like the art, just like I mean, there's like, there was like 100 people in that building that I rushed to their table and see.
Right.
But I just saw this out of the corner of my eye and walked over and looked at it. And I probably spent a half an hour just standing there looking at the originals because they were amazing.
Right.
So I've wanted to read it. And when I got back to Ohio, I went to the store.
Stateside.
Yeah, stateside. I had to check all the gravy at the border. And when I got here, I looked, and of course Mavericks didn't have all the previous issues, and I couldn't order them all. And I was like, fuck it. And I just kind of forgot about it. But, so yeah, I'm glad you dug them out.
Yeah. I would, I'm a little jealous. I think I would, love to see these pages, in, full-size black and white. I'm sure they're pretty gorgeous.
They were awesome looking.
Yeah. So the art's great in this. I really like the covers, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're well designed, and the colors are amazing, and it seems like they would, really stick out on a shelf full of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of pop like old old propaganda posters.
Yeah.
Sort of. At least the first one. I don't know about all of them, but
I think
kinda-
all of them have some sort of...
the last one, too, is great.
The last one, yeah.
Black and white and red. I mean, they all have a real limited color palette,
Right.
which works well.
Yeah. I didn't love this book.
Well, you did not love this book.
I did not. I kind of actively dislike it.
Really?
Yeah. Accepting the art.
Yeah.
You know, the art is fantastic, but I did not enjoy any of it, and then I realized that it's about the Vietnam War and the horrors of said war.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to be enjoyed, but it also wasn't good.
I did not love the story or hate it, but if the art wasn't so awesome, I would not have been into reading it.
Right.
It was okay as far as the story goes. There's some elements about it that are neat, like the ghosts of the fallen soldiers that are haunting
Bill.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about the story first of all,
Yeah.
before we get into the things. But it's the tale of two soldiers, one American, one Vietnamese. Bill Everette and Vo Dai Binh, I think is his name.
I think the last name was Dai.
Or Binh Vo Dai then?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Whatever, I don't know how Asian names work. And also, they say his name so infrequently in this book that it was hard to remember.
I just remember, like, because DAI is the Dayton Art Institute's initials.
Right, yeah.
That's why I remembered his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's the tale of both of their experiences pretty much concurrently
right.
on, the opposite sides of the same war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know what's happening here. What is happening?
Oh, nothing. I was checking my pants
All
to see
right.
if anything was happening.
Who was off-putting?
Doogie was calling me, actually, is what happened. I was making sure, because my mom's been sick lately, I was just making sure it wasn't my mom.
Okay.
Doogie can wait.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not sick.
All right. What if he is, though?
I would feel bad,
Okay.
but
You'll find out later.
he's healthier than any 10 people I've ever met, multiplied by each other. So I'm sure it's okay.
That's because he's drinking that bacteria-laden milk.
It's that raw milk. Man, maybe there is something to that. Shit. We've been making fun of him for 4 years. But yeah, it's like you said, it goes back and forth between the two characters and their perspective on the war.
And sometimes it's hard to tell which one is which.
Yep. And they made the conscious effort to change fonts.
Yeah.
But it's so similar.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's very, I didn't even notice it for a while.
The only time that I noticed it was when it was back-to-back pages.
Right. When they're on the same.
Yep.
Right.
When they were on the same spread, and I could see clearly, and I was like, oh, there's different fonts.
Right. Yeah.
There's also, I think, a little bit of a different color scheme between the two. But again, it's so subtle that unless you are just looking at it, side by side, you cannot tell the difference.
Right.
And like I said, the characters are never really called by name. There's a lot of times where they are narrating something that is happening, and you don't even see the faces of the person narrating.
Right.
And, unless one of them just starts waxing about, spiritualism,
Right.
sometimes it was hard to tell whether it was, Bill or Vodai.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, Bill's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And it's like right off the bat. It's not like it builds up or anything.
It is in boot camp. He is crazy.
Yeah.
He is fine, apparently, when he's not drafted. But But then the moment he is drafted, he just jumps right off of that deep end.
Yeah.
Like, just full bore.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That was something I didn't really care for because I like the idea of him, like, by the time he's in Vietnam, he goes a little nuts and he sees these ghosts or his gun is talking to him or whatever.
Right.
But it's like right off the bat and there's nothing that really sort of precipitates it.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I would go crazy if I got drafted. Sure. But
yeah.
I don't know if I would start hearing my gun talk right away.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that for me is the biggest problem that I have with this book is that, like, his insanity just, I mean, it springboards almost the entire rest of the series. Like, in the first issue, it happens.
Right.
And, it just doesn't make sense. And, it's just, well, where do you go from there?
I mean, the imagery is awesome when he's crazy, and it's probably, like, the best imagery in the comic.
Right.
But I could see why they want to draw a lot of that.
Right. Yeah. But
it's like,
you gotta have the build up to that
to make it work.
What am I trying to say?
I don't know. What are you
well, like you said, clearly, I'm sure anyone who, got drafted into war, had issues.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But he seems pretty calm. Like when he leaves for war, he's just like, this is shitty.
Right.
Like he's not into it.
No,
but he's not like freaking out or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I told this on the podcast, or not, but, over the summer, I wound up, stumbling upon, my dad's diary.
Oh, yeah.
From, his time in Vietnam. And I read it. I read the entire thing. And, which was weird because it was also not in chronological order.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Skipped around?
Well, it was a diary that, was, 365 pages or whatever. So he started on the day that he left for boot camp, which was like in July.
Right.
So, and then he was in Vietnam for like 2 years or something like that. And so, like when it ends, it's like in April, but that's like at the front of the book.
Huh. Okay, so he went back to the beginning and wrote the rest of it.
Because the beginning of the book starts in January.
Right.
So,
That's weird.
It's very weird. It was difficult to read.
Maybe just Vietnam stories in general are difficult to read.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I'm reading it, and sure, he didn't want to go to war. He was upset about it. He was depressed. He bitched a lot. And then, as I read further into the diary, like he didn't go insane or anything like that.
Right.
Like he pretty much just came up with excuses to not do work, and then complained about seeing the Batman movie and thought it was a piece of shit, which clearly this is where we have our differences as father and son.
Right. Right.
But, he got like super depressed and, he just dealing with stuff from home and then, just being in a strange country and then just being forced to, he never really saw any action or anything like that, but,
he didn't know what was going to happen.
Exactly. And, reading that, I certainly felt a lot more empathy for my dad than I did for Bill Everett's, story.
Well,
obviously it's my dad.
Right, yeah.
But
still,
it was intriguing and realistic because it was a real thing. But I think you could tell this story, the other side, like in a similar manner, where the insanity, it
builds.
Right, and I'm sure that, some soldiers do completely go insane.
Right, they just snap.
Right. But, this is off the bat.
Yeah. And there's a scene later in the book where he's reading a letter from home and he's, surrounded by dead soldiers.
Right.
And that is awesome looking.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been just so much better if
we hadn't seen that before.
If we hadn't seen it, if it hadn't just been built and built and built, it's like during boot camp is the first one where the drill sergeant is just yelling at him and he sees a dead soldier. Right there.
Right.
Yeah, it's like on the first issue. It's just a little too soon.
Right. Because Vo Dai also goes insane, but also mostly due to disease.
He's got malaria.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's gradual. Like that doesn't happen until like the 4th issue.
Yeah.
And
that would have been so much cooler if they would have paralleled it. Right.
Huh. Because that's entirely what I feel like the structure of this book is supposed to be.
Yeah, everything is paralleled.
Yeah.
Except for one of the main things.
Right.
That's too bad.
And then I felt like all of the American side of the things were just the stereotypical kind of thing you would see in any kind of war movie or whatever, especially post Oliver Stone or that type of thing, where just everything is gross and on a Garth Ennis kind of level. Yeah,
there's a couple things that reminded me of Garth Ennis, like when his lieutenant or whatever was talking to him and he just gets shot.
Right.
It looked like a panel from Preacher.
Right.
Yeah.
This entire story does have a Garth Ennis-y kind of vibe to it.
Without the humor.
Without, the black humor.
Right.
Because Garth Ennis, I'd say the reason we even have the other side sitting in front of us is because Garth Ennis kind of brought back the war comic.
Sure, yeah.
Back in the late 90s,
Yeah.
So this is also, clearly influenced by him.
Right.
And I think, I remember reading Jason Aaron, his uncle was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And this is sort of, based on some of his experiences, and I think his uncle wrote a book about it.
He actually wrote The Short Timers, which is what Full Metal Jacket was based on.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, all right. So, obviously there's a connection for him there, too.
Right. So, but I wondered, maybe did his uncle or whatever tell him, about a guy who was crazy right off the bat and saw dead soldiers? And maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm sure that's not really what's in there.
But it seems like with that kind of pedigree, that just sort of furthered my disappointment.
Right.
Even more with the book.
Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah.
But it looks fucking amazing.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Cameron Stewart is a fantastic artist. Because it's cartoony, but it's just gritty as hell.
And that's my favorite combination.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever read anything else by Jason Aaron, but I will say it doesn't make me think I won't read any more by him.
Right.
Because I think he's a good writer just from this, but I don't think the overall story is appealing to me. And a lot of it is too. I really don't like war stuff unless, I like if it's so exaggerated that it's just ridiculous. Especially Garth Ennis's Rifle Brigade. Those are hilarious and weird. And I can deal with that much more than I can deal with just
hyper real.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. I like some war movies and comics. I just felt like this kind of got all the things that I don't like about them, right in the forefront.
Yeah.
And, every issue, it was kind of a struggle for me to want to move on. Right. And again, it's not like this is, here for pure entertainment factor.
Right.
And I know that going in.
It has a message. And that might be part of it too, is we know war's bad. Duh.
Right, yeah.
But I think that is good that stories like that continue to be written, because that is something that people, especially younger people, probably need reminded of.
Right.
That it's not all those fucking commercials that you see before the movies. We were
with Three Doors Down soundtrack.
Yeah. Or Queensryche or whatever, and they're we're like the Matrix, only we're real, and this is fucking awesome, and you can get a gun, and you get to travel, and it's not all that cool.
No, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And it should never be done again.
No, yeah, and the people who go to war come back, and they're never the same.
Yeah.
Like, I would even argue my dad, who never saw any action, probably not the same guy that he would have been had he not been forced to go.
Right.
And again, like I said, part of his diary read sort of like almost a wacky Bill Murray-esque type, war comedy thing.
Oh, like Stripes or something.
Like Stripes, yeah.
See, now here's a war movie I like. I like it if it's funny, and I don't mean it's so cute and fun that it glosses over the fact that war is bad, but, that it can somehow use it as a springboard for laughing at it.
And, I still would put Apocalypse Now in, my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a movie that is about just how horrible war is, and just how it will just fuck you up.
Right. There's not a lot of comedy in that one.
No. Not so many ha-has.
And this is kind of, that's what this is about. There's a big message that, you're fucked up and, nobody won, and it was a 20-year war that should never have happened. And
it was only 10, but still, yeah.
Didn't it start in the mid...
Started in the mid-60s and ended in the mid-70s.
I thought it kind of started in the 50s and, escalated into an actual, thing.
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. I haven't read that much history books, but
it
lasted.
Maybe
way too
you're
long.
thinking about the Korean War, which MASH lasted for 11 years, but the war itself only lasted 2.
How long was the 7 Years' War? Do you remember that one?
It was about 16 months.
Oh yeah, 6 months. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say 16 years. Wasn't positive.
The War of 1812 actually happened in 1938.
Well, yeah, everybody knows that. Yeah, because of when Orson Welles read War of the Worlds, everybody went crazy.
Yep. But it was so popular that Hitler decided that he was going to start World War II.
Right. Well,
Shortly thereafter. Yeah.
He had his fingers on the pulse of the popular
opinion.
Yeah, like the public, what they wanted, what they needed. No, it's terrible. No, he did not. The only thing that guy had right was cool mustaches. Michael Jordan can vouch for that.
He was also just a fine artist, though.
I heard that about him. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen any of his art, but I've heard his art is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I've never actually seen any of his art either.
Yeah. I probably don't. If you look up Hitler, there's probably not usually pictures of his art.
If I do a Google image search, probably not going to see much of his art.
Yeah, maybe on the second page.
Maybe.
If you hit show more results, hit the button.
Right, yeah. Unlike if I did a Google image search for Cameron Stewart, I would see some pretty sweet art.
Oh, probably right after that.
And not very many pictures of him rallying
against
a minority.
Right. Yeah.
I would have to hit
show more results. Right. Yeah. Everything's on the second. It's all there on the second page. Whatever you're really looking for. That's how they know they put everything you really want on the second page.
Yep.
That way, those that are in the know can find it.
Right.
And those people that just kind of.
Right. Well, also on the first page, that's where they have all the links to the ads.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for suckers. Second page is where it's at.
Yep.
So, what is the best thing Jason Aaron's written? That would you say Scalped or what?
I really loved the first 2 Scalp trids. It's just intriguing crime drama. Just taking place on a reservation, and dealing with the politics of Native Americans and their position in today's society.
So, does he always kind of have a political slant to his writing?
No, because he also writes The Amazing X-Men, which right now features Wolverine and North Star battling demon pirates in heaven, while Iceman, Storm, and Firestar are battling between 2 warring armies in hell.
I don't know. Gay men in heaven. Some could see that as political.
That is pretty political, yeah. And they're trying to bring Nightcrawler back to life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, not as political then.
No. Yeah. So, just, or scalped Amazing X-Men. Yeah.
Did he start off just working for DC, or did he like do anything?
I mean, this is the first. I want to say I think The Other Side is the first thing I'd ever heard from him, and maybe that led to Scalped, or maybe it was the other way around.
That's awesome.
But I mean, like he got his name by doing creator-owned stuff, and suddenly started writing Wolverine and the X-Men.
Right.
I think he wrote like the Wolverine solo series for a while, and just doing some random Marvel stuff here and there. But
well, it's cool though that he. I mean that would be the shit to just like come up with a great story and pitch it, and your first published thing is Vertigo.
Right. Yeah.
That would be pretty great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and then Scout lasted, I think, 60 issues, something like that. He's parlayed that into some, mainstream success as well.
I always figured that was a really good book because we could never sell more than one copy at Mavericks, and it lasted that long. So right. I was like, somewhere people are reading this, right. And it's not at Mavericks, which there's a lot of people that buy books at Mavericks that I don't trust their opinions. There we go.
Yeah.
That was the nicest way I could say that.
I think I remember, he was writing I think there were 2 Wolverine books at the same time, and he was writing the second one. Oh, yeah. And you were telling me that, it wasn't selling at all, compared to the other one. And right. I was like, oh, because it's probably great.
Have you since read this?
I never read them.
Okay. Yeah, they probably were.
But, I mean, just based on my experiences of reading Scalped and his X-Men stuff, I would, definitely check out another creator-owned thing that he came up with.
Yeah.
But I think had I not read those first, and I'd read this first, I don't know that I would have been so enthused.
Yeah, and I don't think it was terrible. Because I really do think parts of the story and the writing and the concepts are good, but overall, yeah, I'm not really a fan. Right. But he seems like he's a good writer. Yeah. It's just this story maybe could have been
maybe it's just
better.
Not for us.
Right.
But I feel like I laid out some pretty decent reasons why I didn't like it.
But then, like you said, it had critical acclaim, so maybe there's an audience for this. I don't know.
But people also loved Todd the Ugliest Kid on Earth.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
There's a guy reading a Flash comic in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, there is.
That was kind of cool.
That was kind of cool too. Yeah.
And I think he's the guy that they describe as a harmless nerd who lived in his mom's basement before the war. And for some reason, I felt like I could relate to him. I don't know if it was because he had I think he had glasses.
Right.
And I also have glasses.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Could be.
I was like, I can't figure out why I sort of feel kinship with this man.
Yeah. But I would say, I'm going to double check here. Because I think you're right. I think he had glasses.
I didn't have glasses. Well, if you read that many comics, chances are you're going to end up having to, have, eyesight damage.
Sure. I think that was in the second issue, right?
Oh, was it? I can't remember.
Because he's not at war yet by the end of the first.
Right.
But he's already having his crazy hallucination flashback thingies.
Yeah. Is Cam Stewart doing anything right now that you know of? There's not like a third Sea Guy series or anything.
I know there's a planned third Sea Guy. I don't know if he's started working on it or if even Morrison has, started writing it or not. But there are talks for another Sea Guy.
Yeah.
To finish the story.
That would be cool.
That would be great. I know he's got his own thing called Sin Titulo, which is like a webcomic that I think Dark Horse is publishing or has published a collection of.
Is he writing it too?
I believe so, yeah.
That's cool. Go Cammy.
may also be getting him confused with Ryan Kelly. So, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. That's the guy who did the
New York 5.
New York 5, yeah.
Yeah, local and whatever. Yeah. So maybe he's not working on a book called Sensatula, and maybe that's Ryan Kelly.
Either way, you should check that out, because both those guys are great.
Oh, yeah. I think he did some Assassin's Creed comics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing stuff.
That's good.
He's out there.
That's good.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Sure. Yeah, he's a really good artist. I enjoy him immensely. You got him to give me a little sketch once on a postcard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. That was probably when I met
Toronto.
him. Yeah, when I met him out there. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we read it. I did not love it, but I've been wanting to read it for a long time.
I had been too, but yeah, I was just incredibly disappointed with it. So, I guess with all reviews, your mileage may vary, but I could not recommend this really.
Yeah.
I can, however, recommend Amazing X-Men.
And Sea Guy.
And Scout. And Sea Guy.
And that book that may or may not be by
James Tulo. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Break?
Let's do that.
All righty.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
How the hell are you? Punchy still? A little punchy?
A little punchy still.
You're still awake, though. That's impressive.
I am indeed. I have,
You're up at like 3:30, right?
I was up at 3:30 this morning.
I don't know if you said that earlier.
I can't remember if I did either. But that's a little earlier than I usually get up. And it is 9:30 now. So, it's been a while.
18 hours.
Yeah, I can't do math in this condition. But, I've forced myself to stay up for many 24-hour stretches at a time.
I used to work some overnight shifts.
I used to work some third shift. That would fuck with my schedule once in a while, especially when I was going to school at the same time.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially when it came to finals and whatever, But then sometimes I'll just do it because I'm stupid. Where I'll like on a Friday night, I will just find myself going to bed at 6 in the morning. No real reason.
Yeah.
No real reason.
Just stay up and draw.
I'll stay up and draw, I'll watch movies, I'll color something usually. Yeah.
Get your crayons and your coloring book.
I got my crayons and my coloring books.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show here before, but I would really love to find some of the old coloring books I used to have as a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the ones you actually colored in, or
like new ones, fresh ones.
copies?
Yeah. To show 6-year-old me what a fucking piece of shit artist he was.
Would you scan them in and color them in Photoshop?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Put some filters on there.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
And I am 100% serious about that. If you ever find any old vintage, like Marvel and DC coloring books,
Okay.
I want them.
Okay.
I want them.
Did you have Star Wars ones or anything?
I did not.
Okay, because I found the Star Wars one at our house, and like some of the pages were colored in, and some of them were blank. So it's like you could just have that one.
Yeah. I had a couple of Fantastic Four ones.
Nice.
I had some Batman ones from 60s era Batman. I had a Marvel Superheroes Christmas one.
Ooh,
which I loved.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I would any of those. Even there were during the mid to late 90s, there were some Bruce Timmish, like Justice League, Batman ones that were out that I really enjoyed. Even though I was 20, 21 when those came out.
So you're still coloring now,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with. There's no gap in the color.
Yep.
The color. What's the word I'm looking for?
Age.
Yeah. Your age appropriateness.
Yeah. What were we talking about before all that?
Eating crayons?
No, just me being awake.
Oh yeah.
So I'm I'm fine.
Yeah, you seem fine.
As of us recording this, our Christmas bonus-ode came out.
Yeah.
I hope people can get through it without hearing you throughout it.
Is it just, am I gone? Like Jason Newstead style?
Just really low.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit above Jason Newstead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just super quiet.
Oh.
It's partly my fault, partly your fault.
Yeah. Mostly mine, probably.
Yeah, but I hope people enjoyed that. As of us recording this, it's still not even Christmas Eve yet.
No, tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, just a scant 2.5 hours away, actually.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Christmas plans and whatnot, but you excited? You looking forward to it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I am excited to see my brother. Yeah. I don't see him very often, and I should see him on Christmas, so that's cool. But as some of you may know, I do not have a job, so I did not buy people Christmas presents this year.
Yeah.
And I did not make people Christmas presents because I was busy making other stuff.
Right.
And so I feel kind of like not very Christmassy this year.
Right.
But
that's too bad.
That's all right.
So the King Diamond song didn't
that was pretty great.
Boost your Christmas spirit.
That was pretty great. I actually told Andy Metal Brian about that, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I've heard that." It's like, if you have metal as your middle name, I guess it shouldn't surprise me that
right? Yeah,
I've heard that. But yeah, it's all right. It's Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you excited?
Not really.
No.
Yeah. I'm excited that I don't have to work for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
I tried to make a joke on the Facebooks today, and I guess it backfired on me. And
what happened?
I got home and I was excited that hey, I don't have to work now for 2.5 days, but I also realized that if I left it, the alarm on my phone would go off at 5:15 tomorrow morning,
right,
and Wednesday morning. Excuse me. And I don't want that, because I'm asleep as much as I can both mornings. And so I turned my alarm off, and then I wrote what I thought was a cute little funny thing on the Facebooks about how I turned the alarm off of my phone. You know what that means. It means I'm going to accidentally sleep in on Thursday and get fired.
Yeah. You probably will.
Yeah. And yet somehow it's backfired on me. I got a Kurt Dins saying "you wish," which I don't know what that means. And then I got a James Zabel saying "Christmas, bitch," and I don't know what that means.
Maybe they were just sharing your enthusiasm for days off.
I didn't read it as that.
Probably not.
And then, of course, James Zabel's followed it up with him telling me that he doesn't listen to the show anymore.
What?
So, fuck that guy.
Why doesn't he listen?
I just...
He's our target audience.
He is our target audience.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Our target
Our
target audience is leaving us.
Yep.
Well, he's probably busy. With the Godzilla movie coming out, there's probably a lot of IDW comics for him to color.
I don't believe he's a colorist anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I believe he has quit doing that. Yeah.
What's he do now?
I don't believe he does anything now.
Hey, all right, James.
He is, I believe, taking some time off to work on his music.
Maybe he got inspired by listening to the show, and he heard my tale, and now he's so inspired that he can't listen to the show anymore. He's too busy making his music.
Right, yeah.
Well, good for him.
His 80s synth pop music.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
I'm sure he would love to tell you all about it.
I don't know how to contact him, but if you're listening, James,
email Jason.
I would love to hear it.
Email Jason.
Yeah.
Don't email me, because I don't give a shit about retro synth 80s pop.
Yeah, I do.
Because there's a reason that I started getting into punk and metal.
Right.
Because fuck the 80s.
Aw.
I hate the 80s.
No, this is great.
That's alright. I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything else happening? Christmas? Just Christmas? Is that it? Did anything crazy this week? No? He's thinking.
I am thinking. We had my office, in-office Christmas party thing today.
Oh, yeah?
And I ate a thing that, that I'm, pretty sure I never actively wanted to ever eat. But it was there, and so I tried it. It was candied bacon.
Oh. Yeah, I think the other day we actually had a discussion about keeping bacon out of the sweets.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was kind of tasty.
Right. So you thinking about trying one of those maple donuts?
No.
Maple bacon?
No. I would never eat it again.
Okay.
But it wasn't gross. Didn't make me vomit. Didn't make me swear off either candy or bacon forever.
Right.
Just I would prefer to not have them mixed ever again. But I did try it, and it was okay.
Just out of curiosity, you tried it?
Yeah, it was there. My coworker made it this morning, and yeah.
Yeah. I guess if it was there in front of me and I was not a vegetarian,
right,
I would have to at least,
sure,
yeah, for curiosity's sake.
Yeah. And like I said, it was not bad. It was not bad. Yeah, so that's all I did today was went to work, and then eventually we had a Christmas party, which just involved a lot of food, which I ate some, and didn't enjoy a single bit of it. Because about a week and a half ago, I burned the shit out of my tongue.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And
I shouldn't have microwaved my underwear for so long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
You said lukewarm, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and it scalded me.
Right.
It scalded my tongue, and I'm relatively sure that it burned off all of my taste buds.
I ruined Christmas.
You ruined Christmas. And so last week, everything that I ate and drank was just pain. Was just absolute pain. This week there is no pain, but now I can't taste it.
Aw, that sucks. Maybe that's why the bacon thing wasn't as amazing.
It could be. It could very well be. But maybe that's why it was perfectly fine. Maybe it was actually just overpowered.
You'll never know.
And like I was only getting like the mere hint of it.
Yeah. Wow. You'll never know that. You'll go to your grave wondering about that.
Yeah. But water still tastes like sour milk.
Well, then that's back to normal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But everything else is just it's nothing. Like I am only eating to survive. Oh. And I suppose that's a good thing.
Yeah, right?
Because I'm not tasting things, so I'm not really enjoying it.
So you're not like just
I'm not overeating.
Like I'll have a little more of that.
Right? Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Maybe that's your $1 million idea. Like you're like, I've got a diet plan for all you people who can't lose weight, and you just like brand their tongues.
Right? Yeah. It's just a curling iron.
Yeah, with a big E on the end of it.
Yeah.
So like for product placement type things.
Yeah. And basically, it's just fillet that curling iron.
Yeah.
And it will solve all of your eating problems.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that? How much do you charge?
$500
per session.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Minimum of 16 sessions.
Yes. Email me at yes@guttertrash.com to sign up. The line will fill up quickly.
Yeah, you only have a few curling irons,
right?
So you can't. Yeah. It's not limitless.
Yeah, and I will soon be losing access to my curling irons. So.
Right. Oh.
That's pretty much all I got going on. Is my lack of taste buds.
Well, I've got not much more than that. Probably less than that.
There.
I have done nothing other than I did a little drawing. I went to a Christmas party with Kathleen on the Sunday. It was her family's Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
They invited me.
And how much did you not eat there?
Actually,
are they now getting used to the idea that there's a vegetarian in their midst?
I don't think so. I mean, most of the stuff was meaty, but a lady brought spanakopita, and so I had some of that.
I don't know what that is.
It's like spinach and like it's a Greek kind of flaky, crusty thing with like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like has a cheese and spinach mix.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
I never knew what it was called.
Oh, spanakopita.
Spanakopita.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah.
They're great.
They are, and you don't see them very often, at least in Dayton.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Usually the only time I ever see them is at the World Fair or the Greek Festival.
Yeah.
I believe there's a Greek restaurant off of Airway, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one in that little Airway shopping center. Yep.
Yeah.
Like next to where the video store used to be. I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah. There's no video stores anywhere anymore.
I know, right? yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was all right. That's basically all I've done this week. So I got nothing too exciting to report.
Yeah. I've watched a terrible movie last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a thing.
Yeah, what'd you watch?
It was called Barbarian Sound Studio.
Oh, that's not the David Grohl thing, is it?
No.
No.
This is a fictional movie.
Okay.
Not a documentary. It is about an English audio editor who gets hired to work on an Italian horror film. Takes place in the late 60s, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the type of film that he is working on is sort of like in the, Dario Argento type of, just like over the top, gross, Italian horror movie.
Right.
But that we never see.
That's too bad.
Because all we get to see is this guy working on, the audio mixes and recording ADR and Foley artists, just doing all the sound effects and music and whatever for the movie. That we never see. We do see the opening credit titles for the movie that they're working on. And they look pretty awesome. Yeah. I'd probably want to watch that movie.
Right.
But this is, I should also mention, a horror movie. The Burbian Sound Studio.
Oh, okay.
Where the biggest scare in the entire movie is that our lead character, this Englishman, can't get reimbursed for his flight to Italy.
Ah, that's scary. Those are expensive. That might be like $800.
This movie is about fucking nothing.
Yeah.
It's... nothing happens in the fucking movie. Whatsoever. Like, it's about this guy. He normally has worked on children's programs and documentaries, and he's not really into horror, so it's weird that he is doing this, and he does not like the movie that they are working on. It just kind of disgusts him, and it confuses him, and
it's not funny at all.
It's not funny at all. And then he's dealing with all these Italian, filmmakers and producers and actors and actresses, and they're all just being very Italian around him, and he is being very English. And
well, that sounds funny.
But all in the worst ways.
Okay.
And then something happens where suddenly he can speak perfectly fluent Italian.
Really?
And then the movie was over.
Huh. That's not good.
No. Yeah. The only interesting part was regarding his lack of reimbursement. Was that by the time he finally sort of sacks up a little bit and tries to demand his money back, they tell him that his flight to Italy never existed. And I was like, well, that's intriguing. And then it is never mentioned again.
Huh.
Nor does he ever try to get his money again.
Maybe he never went there. Maybe he's never been English, and he was always in Italy.
I watched a lot of, or I read a lot of, bullshit, trying to defend this movie online, and it was all like, well, it's all about him going insane. I was like, no, it's not about anything. Yeah. It's not about any fucking thing. This movie is a piece of shit.
What?
I hope it gets syphilis.
I did forget. I saw something cool.
Ooh.
Ancient Aliens was good this week. On Friday, they presupposed that the wise men who delivered the gifts to Jesus could have been aliens.
But wait, hold on. Before you go any further.
Right.
Are they then also supposing that Jesus wasn't an alien?
Surprisingly, they didn't go there. They didn't go there. Which I thought they were gonna...
I find this suspect.
I know, right?
Because, okay, I can buy that maybe the wise men were aliens.
Right.
But if you're not even including the possibility that Jesus was an alien in this entire scenario,
right?
Fuck you, ancient aliens.
It's bullshit, right?
Yes.
Well, they did... I
call shenanigans.
Well, they did go on to say they think there was one other alien.
Oh?
Next week's episode is about Satan. And they said they think Satan is an alien.
Again, I'm calling bullshit.
Maybe at the end of the Satan episode, they're going to be like, and you know what else? Maybe they just didn't want to do it at Christmas time to not get any sort of...
people.
Right. Maybe they're holding off.
I still feel like them saying the wise men were aliens was kind of...
it's foreshadowing.
It's foreshadowing, but it's also, it's skirting dangerously close to the offensive line.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, nobody really knows, nobody knows their names or where they came from. They're just kind of like, Just some dudes.
Right.
So
They just had gold, myrrh, and frankincense.
wow, how did you know that?
I read some stuff.
Wow. Because whenever they said frankincense, I was like, I want to get me some frankincense. I've never heard of frankincense.
So, let's say you're one of the three wise aliens.
Right.
And your two buddies, they've got myrrh and frankincense.
I'm like, shit, I never made it to the store. All I've got's a sack of gold.
Don't you kind of feel fucked in that situation?
You mean, like, you can't outdo them?
Well, no. Like, they're just giving away cheap shit that they found off the side of the road.
Well, maybe he only
You're
gave
giving away gold.
Maybe he just gave, like, one little coin or something.
Maybe it's gold.
Yeah, it's true.
Even one little coin, that's worth 10 myrrhs and frankincenses.
What the hell is myrrh? What the hell is that?
Fucking.
I think it's a creature type in Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I believe it is. They're artifact creatures that produce mana. They first appeared in the Mirrodin block, and they had a resurgence when Scar's Mirrodin came back around. Lucky that. I hate myself sometimes.
I have missed that. Oh, I have missed magic things.
Magic talk. When I came in, I was called in today to Mavericks, even though I don't work there anymore. Because
and haven't for the last 5 months.
And haven't for the last 5 months. Because about 10 years ago, the government decided they don't want the state taxes paid in person anymore. They don't want you to hand the envelope to the people at the city center building on 4th Street anymore.
Right.
They want you to do it online. So for the last 10 years, me or Jeremy works at Mavericks. He's still there. Yeah. We're the ones that pay it. And Jeremy's actually out of town for the holidays. Jack didn't know how to pay it.
Right.
So he called me. He's like, it's due Monday, and you and Jeremy are the only two people that know how to do it, and he's in Georgia. He's like, would you please come by? So I had to go by today and pay their state taxes for them. And it was funny because when we got on the computer, like it was on their email screen, and their inbox had 999 unread messages. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of unread messages. And Keith goes, yeah, he's like, since you left, nobody deletes unread messages anymore. Like, cause, we'd get a lot of, like, just crap that nobody wants to look at.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's weird.
So don't you feel good about the legacy you have left of nobody giving a shit?
Nobody gives a shit, yeah. That's alright. Jeremy does, but he's barely. I mean, he gives a shit when he's there,
right.
But he's like, why do I give a shit? And he talks himself out of it.
Sort of like you towards the end.
Yeah.
A friend of mine apparently went there on Saturday.
Oh?
And the girl who works there that stole my job that I wanted.
Right.
Which is partially the reason why I don't shop there anymore. He said she was there and she was just sitting at the computer twirling her hair. And just didn't acknowledge anyone. Just being a Mavericks employee.
Well, they've indoctrinated her, maybe.
Yeah.
I've only met her a couple times, but she seems as good as anybody else there, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy knows more than anybody else there, but
I met her once or twice, and despite that, it was only last week when she, again, I met her like 3 times prior.
Right.
And she had no idea who I was prior to Wednesday when I was there with our friend Joe G. And I was not what one would call in the best of moods that day. And so she tried to introduce herself to me, and I just fucking blew her off. Because I was blowing everybody off that day, because I just didn't want to deal with anything.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
But then it just offended me. Like, I've met that bitch like 3 times.
Aww.
Fuck her.
Aww.
Mavericks is going to just hell in a handbasket.
I asked them if, for my trouble today, if they would give me a copy of the Magic the Gathering Holiday gift box that just came out, and they said no.
Did you get anything for your troubles?
No.
Nothing? Not even just a random comic off of the rack?
No.
It's fucked up.
Nope.
That's fucked up.
I didn't even walk back to where the comics were after I paid the thing. I was just like, I'm out.
There.
So, yeah. Mavericks. Christmas time at Mavericks.
Yeah.
They had some people in there.
Yeah.
So maybe they were doing some sales. That's good.
I thought about actually going in there to buy what one might call a trade paperback to give away as a Christmas present. Because I've got a friend who enjoys some books occasionally.
Yeah.
And I think that she would really enjoy a comic that you and I have read for the show.
Yeah.
Called Rachel Rising.
Oh, yeah.
And, I thought about maybe, but at the same time, she may have already gotten, one of the trades anyway. So I don't want to get her.
Just in case.
She already has it. Because she enjoys Terry Moore's work. She's read Strangers in Paradise and Echo. But right now, I guess there's a bit of a thing where Terry Moore is looks like Rachel Rising is heading towards the cancellation area.
Ah, really?
Just not a lot of people buying it apparently. And that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So there's a force out there that are trying to spread the word on Rachel Rising.
So it's being canceled just because.
No, it's not being canceled.
Okay.
Yet.
But I mean, if it was, it's because he's losing money. Because I mean,
yes, he is not making money.
Okay. I was say because it's not like the publisher could tell him no because he's
the publisher.
Right.
Yeah. No, it is because he is losing money.
Ah, that sucks.
I don't know if he's losing money, but he's just definitely not making money.
Right.
And he said that the sales are at the point where he decided to end Strangers in Paradise when that ended. That they're actually lower than that. Yeah.
And he's not ready to wrap up.
He is not ready to wrap it up. Yeah.
That sucks.
And so if you listened to our review of Rachel Rising, I think you'll remember that we both enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good.
And that, you know what, that guy, Terry Moore, is making art for a living, which is the fucking dream.
Yep.
And why would you deny somebody their dream?
Right, yeah.
So save Rachel Rising. Go out and buy it. If you heard us talk about it, we said we liked it.
Yeah.
Just go fucking buy it.
Request the new issue from your local comic shop.
Put it on pre-order. Buy the past trades. Hey, go to Comixology. You can get them all there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just keep that guy working.
Yeah, it's good.
Doing things. It's good. And it is good.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's happening that I feel relatively passionate about.
Well, yeah. Maybe Shia LaBeouf will make a short film based on it, and then it'll get some media attention.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's a Rachel Rising television program in the works.
That would do it.
That would probably help, but the television shows sometimes they're slow going, and getting made, and there's still no guarantee that it'll even never happen.
Maybe they could give him an advance, and he could use that to.
I'm sure they paid him handsomely, but I'm sure that can only go so far.
Right.
Especially when there's no money actually coming into it.
Right. Yeah. I wish him luck.
I certainly do wish him luck. I wish like any person like a Terry Moore who is just doing their own thing, and that is what they are known for.
Right.
They're doing what we all want to do, so don't shit on that.
Unless you're so jealous and bitter,
right? Yeah.
Then you can shit on it. Yeah.
Or if for some reason it's a person that is so terrible and you can't understand how this is happening, that this person, this terrible, untalented filthmonger, is thriving on their trash. then you can not support that person.
Right.
But Terry Moore is not that.
Not that guy?
No, he is not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. That makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I've never bought any of his books. I've looked for them at the library.
Right. Well, you don't have a job.
I don't have a job.
So
I got no money.
I'll give you a pass.
Right. Once I get my job, I'll start buying his book.
There you go. All right.
I'll open a file at some store other than Mavericks.
DiscountComicBookService.com.
And I'll start buying it.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I guess pick a movie and we can end this thing.
It is movie picking time.
Yeah, it is.
That's good, because I don't have one in mind, and it's your turn.
Yes. Both of those things.
Oh.
So this movie that I am picking is not officially out yet.
Ooh. We're going to the theater?
No.
Because I don't want to do that.
We are not doing that. We will be here in the comfort of my house watching this.
Okay.
It was acquired via means.
Oh, Santa Christmas Miracle.
I have a multi-region DVD player, and this is an import
Oh, cool.
from England, where the movie is out officially. It is just not out in America officially.
Nice.
It is called A Fantastic Fear of Everything. It is a horror comedy starring Simon Pegg.
Ooh, wow. It's a new movie.
Relatively, it hasn't officially come out in the States.
I've never heard of it.
It came out like 2 years ago in England, though.
Okay.
A year ago. But, yeah, so I think it's getting a limited theatrical release in February here in the States. Yeah. So
that's great. Fantastic Fear of Everything?
The Fantastic Fear of Everything. Or A Fantastic Fear of Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. I like Simon Pegg. He's great.
He is really great. I want to support that guy wherever I can.
Mm-hmm.
By watching movies that he makes.
That's all he wants you to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to mow his lawn or whatever.
I've seen quite a few Simon Pegg movies.
Yeah, he's got a guy for
Some that I probably shouldn't have seen.
Really? Like Star Trek?
Porn.
Oh, yeah.
The Simon Pegg porn tape. Kind of gross.
What was it called? Round Pig in the Square Hole?
Yeah. No, that's not true. I've enjoyed most of the movies I've seen him in.
Right.
Big Nothing. Run, Fat Boy, Run. Both Star Treks. The Cornetto trilogy. Paul.
Yeah. Spaced.
Land of the Dead.
Oh, yeah? Wow. You're down to his cameos. That's impressive.
I kind of wanted to see Mob City, but I missed it.
What's that?
That is a television program that was on recently at the beginning of the month by Frank Darabont.
Oh, yeah.
He apparently it was like a 6-episode TV show that Simon Pegg was in and doing an American accent, which is always off-putting.
Weird, yeah. So Darabont, is he not doing Walking Dead anymore?
Oh, he left The Walking Dead after the first season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
And is now currently suing the producers of The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lawsuits around that intellectual property, isn't there?
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. Oh, well, I stopped giving a shit about the TV show, so.
You know, I've never seen the third season, and I thought if I just randomly happened upon it, like at the library or something, I would pick it up. And last week, I randomly happened upon it at the library. I didn't even pick up the disc. I just kind of looked at it for a second, and I was like, nah.
Yeah. Like, I enjoyed the third season.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't give a shit about it anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
So, like, I haven't watched any of the current season, and I don't care. I still read the book, though.
Yeah.
When the trades come out.
Right. Yeah. I'm over it.
Yeah. Fantastic Fear of Everything next week on Gotta Try.
Well, it seems exciting.
Yeah. All right, then.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yeah. Again.
Will it be New Year's before we do this again?
No.
Okay. Because it's like a week after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a show in between there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Alrighty then. See you before the new year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.